Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Book Bad Radio Show. I'm Dr. Robert Benson. As always, before we get started, we want to say thank you to Jehovah. Thank you for His Son, Jesus Christ. Thank you for our families. Thank you for work and our ability to do the things we're able to do. And I'm hanging out with my main man, Eddie Ice G.
Yo, what's up, La?
What's up, Ed?
See, I'm on tour, man.
Speaking of famous people,
I'm at the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills right now.
Okay.
I'm at the same Four Seasons that your boy was at, the lawyer for Trump.
Jesus Christ. We're not going to allow Eddie to further trick our guests because we got limited time. But today we got a really, really cool guy hanging out with us. You're going to find out how cool he is and why we think he's cool in a few seconds. But there's a term that's out there called PhD, and it's oftentimes misused and not fully understood. Our next guest, or our guest, is going to talk to us about that very thing. What's up, Mr. Byron Johnson?
How you doing, sir? How both of y'all doing?
All right, brother.
I'm good. I'm good. Right. How are you?
All right, man.
How y'all doing?
Doing great.
Great.
It's the holidays, so we're trying to live and maintain and eat, drink, and be merry and all those other things, you know.
Yeah.
But Byron, man, talk to us about you. What exactly is it that you do, and why do we even care?
I'm a barber and a hairstylist. I do both, so I call myself a cosmetological entrepreneur. And I work in film and industry, and I still do my, you know, what I do to get ahead in life, and that's work in the salon.
Okay. So there's a lot of people that work in a salon, Byron. Stop slighting us and tell us exactly who you work for and what it is you do on a regular basis.
On a regular basis, I work in film and television, and my number one client is Tyler Perry.
All right.
You know, I'm his personal barber.
Cool. And what other work do you do for him?
I groom him. I'm his groomer.
Wow.
And that's what I do.
Okay, well, let's talk.
Whenever he's on TV or doing a show in movies, I'm everywhere he is. Wherever you see Tyler Perry, I'm behind the scenes.
Oh, cool. Well, I would imagine that is most certainly a coveted position in the industry. How did you end up getting that position?
Man, that's a crazy story. I was day playing on one of his shows. I had been trying to get into the industry for about 5 years, and I was on this show, and this actor came on, and he had his hair colored, but it colored their skin too. You know, when you know how the guys do now, they color their skin, you know, and make their hair look fuller. Mm-hmm. And they asked, well, you know, where was Byron? This is my first day on the show, and I said here I went over to where he was at because he was directing the show, and he asked me, what's up with this guy's head? Can I say what I said?
Yeah. Say whatever you want to say.
Because I'm passionate about what I do. You know, so he said, you know, what's going on with this guy's head? And I said, I don't do no S like this. I don't work like that. I color hair, I don't color skin. And
right.
He asked me, he said, well, what can we do about it? I said, well, if you put topics on his hair, which is a hair filler, it's gonna look like dust. So you can't put that on it because we're working in HD. You know, so I said, the best thing I can say is put a hat on him. He had to cover it up to make him look natural, because other than that, he would look fake in HD. You know, you would have been, it would look like a football helmet.
Right.
You know,
well,
so
and
you
that's
got to take away the shine. So the
Mm-hmm.
only other way to get out of that is put a hat on. You know, so after that,
Hey, I've been.
you know, I went back to Actors Row, is where we do their hair, and
Mm-hmm.
the department head came to me and said, you know, Mr. Perry wants you in his office, and I went to his office. You know, they said, pack your stuff, take your stuff with you. Now I'm thinking I'm losing my job by the way I spoke to him, you know. But I said, man, I'm a grown man. You know, I'm going to speak because I'm passionate. You know, I mean, I was so upset because I said, okay, this is my opportunity to get in. And I figured someone's going to take, you know, they're trying to take my job from me, trying to sabotage my job. So I backpacked my stuff, went up to the office, and he said, can you cut my hair? I said, yeah. So years before that, I had seen him at a show in Philadelphia at the Merriam Theater. And I said to myself, if this man get in my chair one time, I got him. And that was my one time right there. He sat in my chair. I cut his hair, and he said to me, he said, what I owe you? I said, nothing. Because you already paid me for working here. You know, this is a dream come true for me. You know, and I walked out. So he called me back a second time, and I did the same thing. I packed my stuff and I walked out. So the third time he said to me, you just ain't gonna take my money. I said, no, because I mean, I appreciate the opportunity to get to do it. So I cut his hair. I get back to Actors Row, and it was a sizable amount of money inside my case. You know, I can't say how much it was, but it was a sizable amount of money in my case. And then, you know, I was shocked. So I got a phone call a couple of days after that, and he said, can you go away with me for 30 days? And that was my first job, you know, to travel with him. And it's been almost 12 years now.
Wow, that's great. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back to you and get deep into the stylings of Mr. Tyler Perry. And we'll be right back on the Book of Dad Radio Show with Dr. Robert Benson and me, Eddie G.
See why listeners from over 150 countries around the world follow the Book of Dad Radio Show. Join Dr. Robert Benson and Eddie G as they chat with special guests who share their stories and information that will change your life. Watch and listen on lifeandspiritonline.com or subscribe to the Book of Dad Radio Show on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcast. Brought to you by the NASCA Network.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Book of Dad Radio Show with Dr. Robert Benson and me, Eddie G. We broke into the in-depth conversation we were having, and I want our guest to jump back in and kind of talk about his first experience with Tyler Perry. And I had a quick question, which was, how is it when you're on the road for such a long time and being a stylist? I know you're not styling hair for 10 hours a day. So what is it that you do in between?
I make sure that there's nothing out of place. I make sure the beard is right, make sure his hair is right. You know, no matter how long or short the hair is, you know, you still have to make sure it's right. And when he gets in front of the camera, you know, we have a monitor we look at to see if anything's out of place, see something sticking up, a piece of hair sticking out his beard. I just make sure everything is in place, you know, make sure he's well groomed, you know, from every side, you know, and then there's no spots, no shining, you know, just make sure he's 100.
Hey, Byron, like in the industry, certainly Tyler Perry isn't the only persons who you groom and who you work with. Certainly he's your number one, but there are other people you deal with, correct?
Yes.
So what are some of the challenges you deal with when styling people who are at that level? You're dealing with the, I would think, the nth level of egotism, so to speak. And how picky can some of them be to the point where they're annoying or they're not trusting your judgment and what they should do?
Well, yeah. First of all, you have to earn their trust. You know, from what I've learned over the years, you know, you have to earn their trust because a lot of them were coming from other barbers, and you know, I look at it as an opportunity to put my best foot forward. You know, and I have to sell my talent. I have to sell my gift. You know, and it works for me. You know, but when you have some that come in there and they have their, I'm gonna say ego, but I don't know if it's which ego, what you call it, you know, but they have a certain look that they want or they want to achieve, you know, and I'm the type of stylist that I look at what you're wearing, I look at your face, the shape of your face, and make sure that it fits you, you know, because I will suggest if something don't look right on you, I'm gonna say something, because you know, you represent me. When they're on top, when they're in front of that television camera, you know, or in front of a big audience, you're representing me. That's my work that you're showing. So I take pride in what I put out there. It doesn't matter what they think, because I'm gonna give them. You show me what you want, I'm gonna give you what you want, because I'm a perfectionist. So I'm gonna try my best to give you everything that you want. So when you walk out the door, people can say, "Oh, I know who cut your hair."
That's great. You know, Byron, it is one thing I had to notice is that you have this outgoing personality. How is it that guys like you, like us, end up out among the masses? What is it about your personality or your experiences that have got you to this point? I know you're a graduate from an HBCU. I know that you're from the same hometown that Eddie G and I are from, Chester, Pennsylvania. Talk to us about that escalation throughout your life and how you've used those experiences to come to where you are.
Well, you know, y'all know where we come from. Our hometown full of critics, so they made me better. I give all my accolades to the city of Chester, Pennsylvania. You know, people have bad things to say about the city, but this city molded me into what I am today. And on top of that, my confidence and, you know, my Lord and Savior, because he gave me a gift and he told me if I don't use it, you know, he's going to take it from me. So I took the opportunity to enhance it, because I went to more than one school. I started school in Philadelphia. I went to school in Virginia. I went to school in DC. I went to school in Maryland. I love learning. You know, people ask me all the time, when you going to retire? I'm not going to retire. You know, I'm not going to retire. I'm not going to stop learning. Everybody I know that retired, it was their demise. I'm not giving up. If I can't do anything but my hands no more, I'm going to teach.
And it's so interesting that you mentioned that, because I found myself thinking that same thing, that if I can't work, if I'm not able to do what I have passion for, I may as well find something else to do. But let's take a couple minutes here and talk about the fact that you've actually appeared in some of the projects that of your boss.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I got a couple texts today that I was on TV, that, you know, when he got his star on the Walk of Fame. I mean, wow. I remember that, but you know, it doesn't really mean nothing to me. But I did get my first cameo. It hasn't come on yet, so I can't speak on it.
Right,
but
right.
I can say I got my first cameo on one of his shows, and it's it was funny because I was going into, like I said, when you're doing people on set during the show, you have to make sure their hair is in place too. So I'm getting ready to go out there to groom my talent, and he said to me, "Byron, get in there." I said, "All right, I'm with that." And I went and got in there, you know, and I did. I got my little 15 minutes of fame, you know. I got about two, three segments, something in there. I'm in there, though.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, one thing we want you to make sure is that you continue to listen to us, because we have people like Byron here hanging out with us, talking to us about high-level experiences. I mean, come on. You're Tyler Perry's barber. You go everywhere with him. Can I go? This is the Book of Dad radio show. I'm Dr. Robert Benson. be sure to listen to us and get us wherever you get your podcasts. Check out our website for things that we have available. Eddie G and I both are available for speaking engagements. And we'll talk to you in a few minutes.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, I'm Les Brown, Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. I want you to spread the word to your family members and friends to listen to LesBrownGreatnessRadio.com. Absolutely. And let me share with you why we're going to be focusing on positive things, because whatever you focus on the longest becomes the strongest. And now more than ever, when the suicide rate has increased over 33%, when the suicide rate of young children between 5 and 11 has doubled, people feeling hopeless and stressed out and powerless, we need programming that can bring out the greatness in them. And that's what we will be focused on. When you listen, it will be an experience that will transform your life. LesBrownGreatnessRadio.com. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hey, and we're right back. I'm Dr. Robert Benson, Book of Dad Radio Show, hanging out with Eddie Ice G and our main man, Byron Johnson. Byron Johnson is a cosmetological entrepreneur. Did I pronounce that correctly, Byron?
Cosmetological entrepreneur.
Okay. Thank you for correcting me. But what does that mean? And really more interestingly, what is your cosmetological professionalism led you into becoming an entrepreneur?
Selling myself, my products, and my skill, and that's what I enjoy doing. How can I say this? I had a bucket list for everything that I'm doing in this business, and so far, my Lord and Savior is taking me where I want to go. And there's no better ride to take than this ride I'm taking right now. And, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. And like I said, it's still surreal to me. It's brand new. Every day is brand new. It's brand new experience. And I just take it as, it's a job, and I'm trying to keep my job. So I'm going to stay on point. That's why I continue to educate myself.
Byron, I like what you're saying. And there's a saying that we have, which is chance favors the prepared mind. And you're in a situation when you talk about your career that you're prepared. So when Tyler Perry said, hey, can you do this? You said, sure. And that gave you that opportunity to move to the next level. And now you're taking that opportunity to build up by having your own products, which is really interesting.
Yes.
Tell us about your products.
Well, when I started cutting hair, the first thing I said to myself was, I want to have my own razor, because a friend of mine used to call me Razor Sharp. So I took that and said, look, I'm gonna bring out my own razor, because I like using the razor. I like cutting razor, shaving people up with the razor, shaving with the razor, because I grew up old school, in the 60s and until now. And I always wanted to bring out my own razor. And then when I got into more cutting, because I used to, in the barbershop, I would cut women's hair, and then they would go to the hair salon and get their hair finished. I said, something wrong with this picture. So I decided to go to school for cosmetology. There's no need to go to school for barbering. I'm going to school for cosmetology. That way I can do everything. And I didn't just go to a black school. I went to both black and a white school so I could learn everything. And even getting into the film industry, I learned even more about wigs, applying wigs to men. Like one of the fads that's going on now, the man weave and all that. These things I've learned being in the film industry. I learned it before it became a big deal. And when it came to cutting women's hair, I always wanted to have the right shears, because some shears could tear hair and some shears, can really cut hair the right way it's supposed to be cut. and you don't want to fray the hair or mess the hair up with the wrong type of shears. So I found some people and got some people to develop my own shears, and I did accomplish getting my own razor. But on top of getting my own razor, I just got a whole kit of my razor, my shears, and my thinning shears, and I put them in a whole little package. And besides that, I have beard filler pens, where some guys have spaces in their beards, and my beard filler pens, you can fill them in. You can even outline and make your outline even stand out even more. And you also use a pen and a brush. You take the brush to blend it in to make it blend so it won't look fake. Because some of the guys out here make it look real fake. They make it too and then it looks fake. I want it to look as natural as it can.
Okay. Well, Byron, this sounds like some great stuff. How can people get it?
Well, right now I'm trying to build a website, and I'm trying to find the right way and the right people to help me market it, so I can get it out there, because I'm green when it comes to this. The hard part for me was getting my razor and getting my shears and my other product, my beard filler pens, to get them manufactured. So now I have my surplus, and I'm ready to get started. But I just need the right people to show me what to do, because my job is I do hair. I can't do the marketing. I don't know how to do that. I went to school. I learned a little bit about advertising, but when it comes to marketing, that's you can market and still sit on your products. I don't want to sit on my products. I want them to go. Right. And I'm just
Byron.
Go ahead.
If you make me look like Lenny Kravitz, I might be able to help you out, man.
Oh man, I can give you some hair. I can give you some hair. Yes, I can.
Some hair ain't gonna be enough.
Yeah.
Hey, Byron, man, we were so happy you came to hang out with us today, man. We definitely want to reach back out to you and let everybody know, hey, you heard it first on the Book of Dad Radio Show, that Byron Johnson has his own hair grooming products. And he parlayed being a cosmetologist into an entrepreneur. Now, he has combined those words and syllables and phonics that I just can't seem to get right.
That's
it's great.
I give myself.
I know.
I created that myself.
So, Eddie G, real quick for some closing remarks.
Well, first of all, Byron, I want you to let everybody know your Instagram handle so they can catch up with you to get some of your products, and give us the name of those products again.
You can hit me on Instagram at Byron Johnson BJ in my DM if you want to purchase my shears, or my. Well, let me let you see them. This is my product.
All right.
And beard filler pens. Byron Johnson BJ. I just gotta get my brand out there. And you can reach me on Instagram at Byron Johnson BJ. No spaces between the name. Byron Johnson BJ is connected to the end of it.
Yeah, it's on the screen. Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, sir. I want everybody to remember to go to bookofdad.net to listen to many other episodes of great interviews with other guests. Also, you can follow us on social media, Book of Dad Radio, and make sure you get the podcast wherever you can get your podcast. We're everywhere.
All right, thank you, Eddie G. Another great show with a great guest and a great friend. But we just want to close out the show with a quote, as we always do. And it's kind of analogous to being like rags to riches. We all start somewhere and end up another place. God willing and protecting us is always better. So with that said, you can go from eating bologna to eating caviar. It's that simple. It's Book of Dad Radio Show. I'm Dr. Robert Benson, and we'll talk to you next time.
Peace.